So before we start, I want to ask you if you give an estimation of conquest, a release date, just any information whatsoever.
No comment.
Hey guys, Parrot here. I want to do a quick intro before we get into the interview to cover some things. Yes, this is a real Deepwoken dev. I honestly don't know how I got him to agree to this, but here we are. Another thing, because of this person's status, he has to remain anonymous. This means I will not be revealing his name. I'm also going to ask y'all, don't do anything to try and reveal his identity, because there's a likelihood, if he gets found out, he could be kicked off the dev team for participating in this interview, and I don't want that on me. He also said he didn't want to meet up in game, so that means we're just going to stay in a Discord call. And yeah, with that being said, please enjoy. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Freshy Hour. Today we have new guests. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm a Deepwoken Developer. I was officially added to the dev team in update, but before that, I had been working on the game for some time, doing small things. Actually, wait, can you bleep out the update number I was brought on?
When did you start learning how to code and whatnot?
I think I probably started learning to code about like 6 years ago, but I don't really want to answer more questions about myself.
That works, since you want to stay anonymous. That makes sense. How many people does the Deepwoken dev team consist of?
We have 10 active people that are officially programmers, but a bunch of others just help with the game with multiple tinier things, just odds and ends. But technically out of the 10 people though, only like 3 to 4 actually do any work.
What do you mean they just, only 3 to 4 do work?
They don't really do work, or they just procrastinate the work till the last second, to the point where we don't really make deadlines anymore, and we have to push the update further back. So they're kind of just not that active anymore.
Would you be okay, saying what developers are the most guilty of this?
I'm not going to name any names.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. So why do y'all keep releasing unfinished content?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Basically, working on the game has gotten kind of tiring, so we decided to just, hey, why don't we add some content, but make it be buggy or a bit broken on purpose, so we can release another update the next week where we fix some of the issues, so we can say, hey, but we did another update for another week, and just continue on with almost basically doing nothing. And the reason for why we don't actually fix everything the next update either is because to like half of it we just get bored of it. So whatever bugs remain in the game just kind of stick around and maybe get fixed a few months later, but who knows.
I see. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do what you have to do, and been working on the game for a longer time, some of the others of course as well, and it was a passion project more like that at first, but now it's just gone kind of tiring, a bit repetitive even, with all the old code that has to be rewritten, fixing certain bugs, just so absolutely boring and takes way too long that we just kind of decided to give up on that. So whatever brings updates out is gonna happen, even if it's maybe a bit too cheesy.
I recently did a video talking about some of the more peculiar Deepwoken bugs, and I was wondering if I could give you a bug and maybe ask you to explain how it just snuck through the code or how it happened.
Sure, I can do that. I can't guarantee that I know exactly what bug you're gonna talk about because, of course, I didn't fix all of them. But if I do happen to know it, I'll explain it as best as I can.
Okay, here's the bug.
Yeah, actually, I did fix that one myself, and it was quite a funny bug. The ban resulting from having excessive keybinds was due to an anti-duplication safeguard. An overabundance of bound inputs generated an inflated volume of data, overwhelming the data store's capacity to, well, commit changes, thereby triggering a rollback of the player's data. And this behavior resulted from an unintended line of code that was overlooked.
That's a lot of. I didn't think you would have such a good answer. Damn. All right, I'm sorry. You can keep going. My bad.
Yeah, that's because it was not long ago, and I really remember it because it was actually really funny. Seeing some of the reports that people made about getting banned over just putting in keybinds, and that just did for a little laugh. But yeah, I fixed it after.
Do y'all even care anymore?
No, actually, we don't. Like at this point, Deepwoken is more just of a money generator for us, like passive income, not something we actively think about anymore.
So, what will next week's update probably look like?
Well, I can't say much about that. What I can and will tell you is that we have thought about adding a new critical for a weapon that we personally thought that the Deepwoken community really loves and is just currently overlooked. And it's going to be a new critical for the Silver Dagger, a light weapon. And at first, it's going to seem like just a boring critical, but it's actually going to have 30 seconds of unskippable knockdown and ragdoll. And I think that will be really fun and probably change the meta around a bit. And we're hoping to see some new interactions and builds happening with it.
And you think this will help the game and introduce more players in the Deepwoken and keep them here?
Absolutely not. But that's not the reason why we decided to add it. The main reason we decided to add it is because we quite simply like watching Deepwoken clips of people getting absolutely rage baited by broken builds. And so we thought, hey, why don't we add another completely broken critical to the game, simply so we can have some more clips to enjoy watching. And it's gonna be quite goofy, if I do say so myself.
So you would say the Deepwoken devs just don't even care about the player anymore?
Well, we do care about the player in the way that they bring us funny content.
Okay, I see. You like watching them suffer.
Exactly. That actually describes it really well. We like seeing people suffer in our game, and that just makes it so much more enjoyable for us. That's the exact same reason why we decided to add the new bell, Parasitic Dust. It was actually a brought back from the Dust Lunge ragdoll that we removed a few updates ago. People really actually liked it, and we also liked watching clips of people getting killed by true combos with it. So we thought to ourselves, hey, why don't we add it back? So we thought about options, and we concluded that adding a new bell will actually be perfect for that. But we've been just thinking that that alone was not enough, so now we're also deciding to add this critical to the game, simply to have even more broken stuff in the already pretty broken meta. And yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm glad we cleared that up. I'm glad we found out everything we need to find out. This has been a very good interview, and we've learned a lot here. I really want to say thank you for your time.
Yeah, I thank you for the invitation as well.
One last thing I like to do in the Freshy Hour is give the guests a platform to say whatever they want, so just go ahead, whenever you want.
I hope y'all are ready and like Flame Legendaries, because soon enough there will be a lot more.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.